So today we are going to learn how to program ourselves some drones with PneumaticCraft. That's right, we're going to be getting back into some more PneumaticCraft, showing off probably one of the coolest parts, and I would say the whole reason why you even get into this mod in the first place is the drones. So let's get started. Now, first things first, I've gone ahead and made a drone, and I have it in here pressurizing, and we are utilizing an advanced pressure tube with a flux compressor. This of course is going to build up to 20 bar, which should be just fine. It's the only thing hooked to this, but drones need a charging station to be able to come back to when they need a recharge, and so they will automatically go here, and they should also leave and depart from here as well. That's sort of the main thing, right? They need this to be sort of nearby, but the big part of this is of course setting up a program. I'm going to do my best to kind of explain it because I've recently just learned it myself. And of course, there's a lot of nuances that I don't even know. But first and foremost, let's set up a basic program. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need programming puzzle pieces. You're going to need a GPS and a GPS area tool, potentially on the area tool. But they're all really simple to make. So we are going to need these items. First things first, let's open up the interface, talk a little bit about this. So this top slot up here is where you're going to put the drone to program it once your program's made. And you're going to notice it's got this like jigsaw puzzle style programming, which is pretty easy to understand. Of course, you have your difficulties here. If you're more advanced with this, you can of course jump to the advanced on the variables, but these are all your variables. Now, first things first is we are going to start with start, and you can just drag that over here as you can see. But start is where everything starts off, and of course we need to tell it what to do from there. So what I want to do is I want to pull coal from this chest, this barrel, and I want to put it into one of these air compressors. And I may be able to tell it later on to put it in multiple air compressors, but for right now I want to put it in at least one of them, and I'll show you later. We can always customize this program. So to do that, we need to technically import the items to the drone. I think in this case it's a little confusing because you need to think of it, I think, from the perspective of the drone, right? And so we're going to import items into the drone. Now, so let's go ahead and say, let's import, and we are going to add that over here. So as you can see, we're importing, but it's telling me I got an error saying, hey, there's no area specified. It doesn't know where to export the item or import the items. So let's go ahead and use our GPS tool. So we shift right click over here, and now that is selected. Also, I am going to go ahead and do this, and we should be able to stop the sound, right, of the PneumaticCraft stuff. Oh, maybe not. I was hoping the hiss I could at least get the sound from. Nope, I can't unfortunately mute the sound. Oh, we gotta find the right one. Apparently that whatever sound is making, that's a client-side bug that I've been experiencing this whole time. I still don't know how to get rid of it, but just gonna have to persist for right now, unfortunately. All right, so I shift right clicked on this, I set my location, and we're going to utilize this because the next thing we're going to need is an area. So the area is this green one right here, and we're going to snap that into the side. And then what we can do is take our GPS tool, our regular one that's connected to the barrel. It tells me what it's connected to, and you can left click directly on that to go ahead and set that location. Very simple. So now we're telling it to pull anything out of this chest. Now I can filter if I really wanted to. There is a filter option, and you can add a filter down here, and then you can specify the item filter. You can drag the items in and all that good stuff. And there's MBT and all that cool things that you can do with that. Now, I don't want this, so to delete it, I just hit the delete key on the keyboard while hovering over it, and look at that, it just boops out of existence. I actually love that so much. Now, the next thing it needs to do is it needs to export into one of these compressors. So let's go ahead and get a GPS tool, and we will select that, and then we're going to add an export, which is this export inventory. Now this is a very simple program, by the way, and then we're going to add a area, and then we are going to use this to do the same thing. And now technically we should have a program. Now it should start here, do this operation, and it should go back and try and do it again and just continue repeating over and over again. I do not see like a repeat thing that tells it to do this over and over again. I don't think I'll have to build that. So it should just work. And this thing can do all kinds of stuff. It can mine for you. It can dig. It can do all kinds of cool stuff. So that'll be pretty cool to set up. Now, this thing is basically ready to go. Now, you need to have puzzle pieces for this, and it's going to cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it's going to cost a puzzle piece per, I think. So let's put the drone in, and I named it Coal Drone, and then all you got to do is hit export, and now that program is in here, as you can see right there. And you can see it did cost 5 puzzle pieces in order to do that. So I should just be able to place it in the air, and it's going to grab the coal, head on over here, deposit the coal, and it did a whole stack, by the way, and it's going to continue to try and do that. And as you can see, there is no more, and so it's just going to rest there until that operation, until another piece of coal becomes available, and then it automatically knows, and then it should head over here. Now, I am noticing it took some damage. I just want to make sure that my bubble area is fully there, because it shouldn't keep taking damage unless, yeah, it's taking damage. Does it just take damage as it's doing operations? Because that seems kind of interesting. Now, to get this back, I'll use my drone, as you can see, and we get it back. Let's turn this off, because yeah, it should work in here. If we put the drone in here, we have some upgrades. So it does look like it has item life upgrade, maximum upgrades 10, range upgrade, and magnet upgrade, and inventory. I'm gonna have to look at these and see exactly what these different upgrades do. Specifically the item life upgrade, that I'm not sure, unless this just gives it more health, which could be useful, but I don't think it should degrade health over time unless that is a feature of it. So I noticed it was taking some damage, so I decided to test this out in our overworld. And to do this, let's actually use something that I would assume would be kind of logical, right? I want to take all of these barrels, and I want to have them, I want to have this machine pull items from these barrels and put them into a centralized barrel. And then that one centralized barrel will then automatically be put into our network. And of course, we can add more of these later on. So that's my goal with this program. So I want to make a new program that does this. Now, of course, I need a barrel to make a centralized location. And we can go ahead and say this is going to be a good place for that, right? Now, I am going to need to pop down in here, and we are going to create a cable. We're going to grab a cable, and we are going to put hook this directly up to a refined storage network. Now, yes, I could hook all of these directly in with cables and import, but I want to do it this way. I want to try this out. So this is going to be our import. Let's go ahead. I think I have an importer. If not, yeah, we should. There we go. There's an importer. So yes, everything's going to go to the centralized barrel. And of course, like I said, I can always add more of these barrels, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see a drone flying around. Now, I did go ahead and move my flux compressor, and I have this filling up. Hopefully it doesn't make a lot of noise. I don't know if there's a muffler for it. Let's grab some grass. And there we go. Okay. So I'm going to try my best to make a drone that goes to all of these different locations, and then enters this chest. Now, there is an area ability. I can use this GPS area tool, and I can select my first position and then select another position, and it should select like everything. However, I don't want this barrel to be included. So this is position 1, and this will be position 2, or that's position 1. How do you specify? Oh, you punch. Okay, so this is position 1, even though I don't think this will include everything. We'll just make everything that's in this general area right here. So right here, let me place a pipe here so I have something to click on. There's position 1. And then over here will be position 2. Very cool. So this whole area is now open, and we should be able to pull items from it. Now, there are a few exceptions. I don't think this would be useful for this particular case, but we can use this and define the area here. So if I start the program, and then of course we do import, which seems to work pretty good. Like it actually moved without any upgrades. It moved around pretty fast, which I was kind of surprised by. Now area, now with the area on here, am I able to specify anything to like is there a type, area type, box type? We put that in there. Can I like tell it, okay, so there's variables, player global. Okay, that's not what I need. I can right click this, box wall, box filtered, frame hollow. Okay. Huh. And then we can preview the area and see the area that it's covering. I mean, it works and all, but I don't think I want to use it in this particular case. This would be great though for telling it where to quarry if you wanted to make a drone quarry, right? Which we're going to talk about later on. So I think just for right now, it's probably going to be good just to have multiple areas, right? So we can use our GPS tool, and we can add an area and just add as many areas as we need, I believe. And I think this is the way, I think this should work. Speaking of this, turn off that preview. Okay, so GPS tool, just a regular one. We'll go ahead and select that. And that'll be our first one. Yeah, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is all we need. Ooh, this would be really cool for making automated potions. So yeah, 8 of these. And so I'm guessing this will be how it works. Because if it doesn't have anything in the first option, it should move to the next one and continue. So I'm going to go around, select all of them just like this, and then put the location in. Now all of them are in there. I'm going to go ahead and select where I want all of my items to travel to. And then of course we'll have an export. Export to inventory. Drop that there. A simple area with this on it. And that should be good enough. Now this is going to cost more puzzle pieces for this drone. But I think it gives you them back on the reprogram. I think. But there we go. So let's just call it something else actually. Item drone. Right? There we go. It is renamed. Perfect. So I should be able to place this down, and it should get to work. Look at that. It picked up the items. It's running it over here. Should drop a stack of wood in there. All right. And it is going to the closest inventory. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so it's already found out that this is full. Let's grab them, putting them in there. Then it goes to this inventory. Ooh, this program is working so good. Now all we need is, of course, speed upgrades or stack upgrades in this, and we should be golden. Because we don't want this to stop. We should put the stack upgrade in. I think I hit the drone. That's how I took damage. But notice the drone's not taking damage. Okay, so it must have just been like it not being 100% recognized with the air working. And so it will die, unfortunately, in the space station, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping it would work in the space station. But yeah, in this case, this actually works fantastic. Just don't get in its way because you probably end up getting hurt. I have no idea. I don't know how that works. Doesn't seem like I'm taking damage from it. This is really cool. Now, I have a drone getting ready. It's all being prepped up over here, being pressurized, but I have a setup over here. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to tear down this hill, and I want to use the drone to do it. So I should be able to specify and say, hey, pick up a shovel and get rid of all this dirt. And this is where the area is going to come in handy. And this is actually one of the programs that it kind of recommends in the book. So if you drag any of these things over and hit I, you can actually go back into the book here, and you can select the drone programming in the basic drone tutorial #1. And this is exactly what I'm going to be trying to recreate here. So this one is very, very helpful. It helps you on not only importing items, which I think is the most simple task, but also telling it to pick up items and use the items. So right here's a barrel, and I'm going to have this shovel inside this barrel. So let's go ahead and remove this. We'll have a start, and then we need an import. All right, so we need to import into the drone from the inventory. We need to tell it an area to do that, or a place to do that. And then we also need to tell it a specific item. So we're going to actually utilize this filter here. Now, thankfully, our shovel is unbreakable that we're going to be using. Otherwise, you'd need to restock this thing. And whenever the shovel breaks, it would come back and pick up a new shovel. Our case, well, it doesn't have to worry about that because the shovel shouldn't break. Now, we also need to tell it what to do with this. So before we even give it the location, we can actually tell it to harvest, dig an area, attack entities. There's all kinds of cool stuff, right? So dig area, it can pick, it can also shovel. So for example, we're going to put dig, right? And at the moment, we need to tell it where to dig. And that's a simple program. It's already ready to go. We just need to tell it a few different things, right? We need to use the GPS tool to tell it the inventory. So this is the regular one. We shift right click to let it know. And then we tell it, hey, pick up from this area, pick up from this. Now, we want to tell it what to pick up. So because our inventory doesn't pull up, we need to just tell it directly from here. And we'll leave these open because we don't want to specify specifically, right? I guess we could search from inventory. There we go. But we don't want to do any of this stuff, right? We want to leave it just like it is. Perfect. That should be exactly what it picks up. But you could filter more items, I do believe. You can add more filters to this. For right now, that should work, right? So if we put the shovel in the barrel, the drone should go and pick up the shovel. Now to specify the area, we kind of used the area tool earlier, but we're going to use this a little bit more in depth here. So let's say I want this entire area here that we have, I want this to be flat, and I want it to be level with this area. So let's go ahead and select this location, and we can punch, and then over here we can select this location, and you can see that it has this area selected, right? Now I think you can shift right click, and then we can increase the Y level. And now we can see the Y level should have been changed. Should have. Change area. And does it save or anything like that? It does not save for some reason. +10 /TP. I don't want to teleport to the location. Select area type. And then so maybe it doesn't. I mean, it's a little finicky. This is very finicky. Maybe I'm misunderstanding how this position works. So position 1, I want to increase like that. Oh, and then I just escape after increasing. Okay. So as you can see, we raise the area up a little bit. And then I also want to extend it out in this direction here. But figuring out what direction that is, well, you'll have to kind of use your mini map, for example. Let's see. I'll just kind of do some trial and error to figure that out. Because all we got to do is change our position 1. I'll change it by 10, and we'll see that got smaller. So I know to increase this by 2. And now we've included this whole area. Let's give it a little bit more. There we go. And you can see we've now encompassed the entire area. Perfect. Exactly what I want. Okay. So area selected. A pretty big area, I would say. And then we are going to take that, and this is going to be the area that is going to be dug up. That's a pretty simple program, right? Let's hop over here and grab our drone, which has been charging. Should be nice and filled up to the max. And I'm not going to say this is this thing right here probably will use a bit more of the actual pressure doing this this operation. So this is where upgrades will probably come in handy. Not only like speed, you'll need like volume upgrades, which allow you to store more pressure inside here. But we should be able to do this, and we'll call this Diggy Hole. For some reason, it was like, there we go, Diggy Hole. So this thing is ready to go. All you gotta do is launch it. Let me put my shovel in there. There we go. And hopefully it'll work. That is what I'm hoping. Okay, it's just lingering here. Is it taking a moment to get its brains together? I don't think it is. I think it's literally just... Oh, you know what? You know why? I didn't assign it to the program. Export program. There we go. Then put it down. Then it grabs the shovel, and look at it go. Holy smokes. So it is going for it. Now, it is not collecting the items. There's actually another drone for that. And that is a collector drone. So let's go ahead and set up the collector drone. This one is a little different. You don't actually program it in the same way as the other drones. However, it does need pressure in order to work. Where'd this drone go? Is it still over here? Oh my gosh, it is going nuts. Look at it. So the collector drone should collect the items. So while airborne, the robot will collect items within a 17 by 17 area. See range upgrade center. Okay, you can put range upgrades in it. Nice. Deploy on an inventory to collect items. And then, okay, that's pretty simple, right? So if we take one of our bigger barrels, we can place that down. Place it down right here on the edge of where it's going to be working from. And at the moment, it's not filling up, but that's going to be where it's deployed at. As you can see, it's not filling up. Why is this? Is this still super slow charging here? Does this have power? Oh, this advanced air compressor. Oh. Why is it not receiving power? Did I place the wrong one? Oh, I'm not using an RF one. I'm using a coal one. Oh, that's fine. So break that. Now it should fill up. There we go. And we'll put this drone back in here. That sound it makes. Oh my goodness. Also, the drone that's floating around over here, that's mining, it should... Oh, it's trying to break that. This is where like an AIOT or a tool that can break everything would be better suited for this situation. Where it can literally break everything. I think honestly telling this to pick up maybe 2 different types of tools. I don't know if it can actually pick up 2 different types of tools. But that would be nice if it did. I'll head back over here. I wonder if we can even filter the blocks that it breaks. Like it only breaks grass and dirt in this program. We can filter, and then we can say grass, and then add another filter and say dirt. And I'm pretty sure it should only break those 2 items. Let me go ahead and grab this real quick. And let's reprogram this. I know it's getting dark, but this should reprogram on that drone. There we go. And all it had to do was install a new module. But that should work. Put that back in there. Picks it up. Aha! It's breaking grass. And it shouldn't try to break the stone over here with that filter. This is so cool. What a cool like little quarry. All right, and then the collector drone. I think it's ready to be launched. And as you can see, I clicked it onto the source, which is the barrel. It's picking up the items, and it's going to take it back to the barrel and drop it off. And then, of course, it can do a 17 by 17 by 17 at the moment. But I would recommend maybe putting upgrades on here. I don't know how expensive those range upgrades will be. So here's a range upgrade. So it's going to require just lapis, arrows, and a bow. I would say that's pretty simple for that. Yeah, because this is as far as it can go at the moment. So I made some range upgrades. Let's grab this bad boy and put it in here. And we will fill it with max range upgrades. Or can it only accept... Oh, it can... Okay. So they all go into the slot. The max is 16. I wish I could see exactly how much the range is at this point. Does it tell me? 11 range. It does not tell me. Is it 11 times the range? That would be kind of nice. I don't think it is, but it should start picking up over there. And I think everything's working. Yeah, it's literally just breaking the grass. So we could have a drone that's just breaking dirt, and then we can have one that we specify, hey, don't break grass and dirt. And then you could build yourself a pretty nice quarry or use it to flatten an area like I'm doing right here. And look at this drone. This drone is going out, picking up all of the little pieces, doing everything it's supposed to, flying back, and depositing everything into the inventory. How sweet is that? Now, this is why you go through PneumaticCraft. So guys, I hope this episode wasn't fully jam-packed with a whole lot of information. I tried my best to cover this in the simplest of terms possible. Definitely my brain has understood this, and I was thinking I was going to have a hard time, and I really have put off this mod and learning how the drone system works. But I can definitely say in the future, I'm going to probably prioritize this mod. I didn't realize how absolutely powerful these drones are. This is awesome. And I can only see this getting better. They have teleportation abilities. You can teleport them from one location to another. I mean, this is cool. Like, this is some cool stuff right here. I mean, you can use them to move fluids around. They can move RF around. And so I guess the possibilities are literally limitless. You can detect redstone. Inside the advanced features, if you're more into that, you can set up conditions. And if you don't know what a condition is, it basically is looking for an event to happen. And it can say, if that event happens, do this or this. So the condition thing is really, really cool. And of course, that's more advanced. You have for each, I'm assuming it is going to have, yeah, so it has the 4, let's see, logistics. It can detect redstone. It can detect pressure, entities. It can change signs, so we can rename a sign, which is kind of neat and kind of a cool idea. So yeah, all kinds of nifty things you can have it do. And honestly, the puzzle pieces you can buy from villagers. So at that point, it's pretty much just letting this thing just do the thing it needs to do. Do the thing you set it to do. The thing you programmed to do. That's fantastic. Guys, my goodness, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned something new. I mean, if you didn't learn anything from this episode, I am not doing my job properly. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And of course, I think it's time to thank the supporter of today's video. And that huge thanks is going to go to Lastian. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member. Now, guys, of course, there's a project that I want to build next episode, and I'm pretty excited to get this done, and it is going to utilize these drones. So be sure to click that subscribe button so that way you guys will be able to be notified next time I publish a video. And of course, guys, click that like button on today's video if you did enjoy. Of course, I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.